And welcome back, or welcome to Sectors Made Simple. The goal of Sectors Made Simple is to make investing simpler. Crazy idea, right? The world of investing is big and oftentimes confusing. And what we want to do is show you why investing can be made simpler, and we can make informed decisions about what to do with our money with less time and more confidence with the right set of tools, education, and support. So, to that end, we wanted to do Sector September. And today, I wanted to kick off Sector September with you all by talking a little bit more about what this month is going to be all about. So, let's dive right in. Quick disclaimer, because we have to. We're going to talk today a little bit about the idea of trading strategies and ways that we can invest. Please remember, our goal here is to share educational resources. The last thing we want to do is tell you what to or to not invest in. That defeats the purpose of Sectors Made Simple. Our goal is to teach you how to fish, not to give you the fish. The goal there is that whenever you encounter a new opportunity in the market, you understand what you're looking at and you can make the decision yourself without having to rely on anyone else to tell you what to do with your money. You worked very hard to earn that money. We want to try and help you to have the right tools and knowledge to make that money work for you. So, welcome to Sector September. It is September 2nd, 2025, and we're launching Sector September starting this week. We're going to be celebrating this event all month long, and it has the big goal of making investing simpler. But also, we want to make using Sectors Made Simple simpler. Sectors Made Simple has been around for over 5 years now, and we've developed a lot of amazing tools, education, trading strategies, and a community. And throughout that process, we have been incredibly honored to be able to continue to put together education and bring you all this investment knowledge. But every so often, it's really valuable to take a look at what we've built along the way and see, with all of our new knowledge, if there's anything that we can do better. So, that's part of what we want to do here in Sector September. So, our goal throughout the month is to share some valuable information and insights about investing with you, both for Sectors Made Simple subscribers and non-subscribers. So if you're watching this and you're like, I don't have a subscription, it's not for me, don't worry. There is still so much that you can enjoy and benefit from, as well as some very actionable information as well that doesn't require an SMS subscription. So let's quickly highlight some of what you can look forward to this month. But first, why Sector September? Why did we choose September to be the month to launch this whole big event? Well, there's a few reasons. The first reason is probably the most important, so grab your notebooks, your pen and paper. I want you to write this one down. Alliteration's fun. I was kidding, by the way, about the pen and paper. Part of it is just Sector September rolls off the tongue pretty nicely. But actually, here are the real two reasons, or two of the most important reasons why we chose September for this big event. The first, and the most important, September sucks for the market. Sorry. The reality of it is, every year, there is always going to be 1 month that's the best, and 1 month that's the worst. And if it was just some random month out of every year, sure, I get it, that's fine. But it's not. Historically, September has been the single worst month for the stock market year over year. To show that, I want to share with you all a chart from Stock Charts. This is a website that we use quite a bit here at Sectors Made Simple, and there's one tool called the seasonality chart. What it lets us see is what percent of years in the past have has whatever we're looking at, a company or a stock or anything, gone up or down? And what has the average return been? So we're going to take a look here at the S&P 500 ETF SPY. And what we notice is if we're looking here at the past 5 years, once the advertisement loads and we can close it, there we go. So as a heads up, this number here will say 17. The reason is, actually, we can just clean that up. There we go. Now it says 20. Over the past 5 years in September, the market, or the S&P 500, has only gone up 1 out of those 5 years. And the average return of the S&P 500 in the past 5 years in September has been a loss of 4.1%. If we extend that to the past 20 years, check this out. Every other month out of the year, the average return, these little black numbers at the bottom of the gray bars, that tells us the average return. It is positive for every other month out of the year. The closest we get is a 0% return in June and a 0.1% return in January. September, over the past 20 years, has had an average loss of 0.5%. But even more, it's not like it's always going down. Realistically, it's not. The market does trend positively over time, and we see that here. 60% of the years, the market did go up in September. But the problem is, what this is telling us is that when the market's good in September, it's okay. When the market's bad, it's bad. Such that we find that September is the worst month in the market, the only month in the market in the past 20 years that has had an average loss for the month. And here's the reality of it. We're here to learn how to invest to make money. So if the market's going down in September, then what can we do? Because it's not like all companies are going down in September. There are certain areas or sectors of the market that do perform fairly well in September. For example, let me show you. If we looked at something like the technology sector, XLK, what we would find is that if we looked at the same 20 years, we're looking at a 0.6% loss. But over the past 5 years, that loss is an average of 5.4%. Ugh. But if we know where to look, for example, if we had tools like Sectors Made Simple, let me try and make this a little bit smaller. We would be able to find something like, if we look to see which sectors have gained the most strength in the past week, we would find something like XLE, the energy sector. Cool. Energy's looking all right. How has it done in past Septembers? Well, it's still down 0.2%. But what we find here is that there's way too many ads. What we find is that it's still profitable more often than it's not. And keep in mind, this is the period that technology was down 4% and the S&P 500 had its worst showing with over I believe it was a 3% loss or 4% loss. So 0.2% is almost break even in what is traditionally the worst month in the year. So is the answer just always buy energy? No. Energy does have its ups, like March, February, and January. You know, the months that are really cold, that we're typically using heat in our house that comes from gas or it has some months that are not so great, like April or December. There is no one sector that is profitable 100% of the time, which is why having a tool like Sectors Made Simple to find who the leaders are right now is so valuable. It lets us take a period like September, when the market is stacked up against us, and still find the bull market somewhere. There's always a bull market somewhere is a core goal for us here at Sectors Made Simple. Sometimes it might be a little tricky to find, but we firmly believe that there are always opportunities in the market if we know how to look and where to look. So that's one reason, is that September is traditionally a really bad month for the market, which means it's a great time to highlight why the market's not always free money, but we can beat the odds with the right set of tools. The other reason is that we just released a brand new tool. If we look here at the dashboard, there's a little beta flag right next to the Sector Explorer. The Sector Explorer is a brand new tool at Sectors Made Simple that deserves its own webinar entirely. So that will be covered in next Tuesday's webinar here at Sectors Made Simple. So if you want to explore that tool with me, come join for that webinar. It will still be free to join for everyone. You won't need a subscription to enter. So we'll get to show it off a little bit more next week. But the other reason we did Sector September is because that new tool is available and is released for SMS subscribers. And we wanted to show off how to use that tool so that everyone knows what to use it for and some ideas of trading strategies that take advantage of that tool right from the get-go. So here are our goals for Sector September. We want to make investing simpler for you. Flat out. But that's not very descriptive, so what does that actually mean? Well, we believe that your success is our success. If you are enjoying investing in the market, you're saving yourself time, you're finding new opportunities, you're trading the way you want to trade, hopefully that brings you success, and we get to enjoy that success with you. It is so much fun to get to study the market and create these tools because these tools are things that we want to use. They help us personally invest in the market. So what better way to share those tools than to provide them to other like-minded investors and create a conversation around different ways and strategies that can take advantage of that piece of information. But again, I want to bring things to a much more granular and less something that you would see on a Hallmark card kind of thing. So here's the real, nitty-gritty goals. We want to make it easier to discover trading strategies using our tools. Every tool on the dashboard can probably be used in multiple different trading strategies. So let's make it easier. Let's have a way to highlight those strategies and make it simple to find and see if a strategy will do what you want it to, or if the strategy meets your needs as an investor. Also, I'll repeat this in Spanish right after, we want to create more strategies and more education natively in Spanish. You'll notice right over here, we've got some live Spanish subtitles. Every one of our websites has full Spanish language support. All of our support, if you email us, is available in English and Spanish. And we want to really make sure that if you are coming to Sectors Made Simple to learn how to invest in Spanish, we are ready for you with the same attention, the same education, and the same strategies in either language. Voy a repetir esto en español también. Una meta de nosotros es queremos crear información y educación y además estrategias en inglés y en español. Y una meta tan largo en este mes es que queremos crear más videos y estrategias para compartir estas estrategias totalmente en español. Siempre puedes enviarnos un email o puedes hablar conmigo en español, pero una meta es queremos asegurar que puedes tomar el mismo éxito en la bolsa en español a inglés también. So, regardless of if you prefer to get your education, support, or tools in English or Spanish, we want to have both focus on actively trading with our tools. And the benefit here is that we can talk about ways that we can swing trade. Find opportunities to buy something because its price is going up right now. Or defensively invest for something like retirement. Find companies that offer strong dividends. Find companies that are the strongest leaders in their sector. Buy something for a long-term trade. Things that don't require you to feel like you suddenly just got a new day job, but still allow you to take advantage of the money that you've grown over time and help you grow towards a better, stronger retirement and future. SMS, Sectors Made Simple, can help with both. If you want to actively trade, awesome, we've got you covered. If you just prefer to think about your retirement, many of our strategies work perfectly in a 401k or an IRA retirement account and show you the real, unbiased results of their returns, their profits, and their risks as well. So you have all of the information needed to make an informed decision, not just about what you're buying, but the strategies you're choosing to use. We firmly believe that Sectors Made Simple can benefit investors of all skill levels and goals. Keep in mind, investing and learning to invest is a journey. Everyone's starting from somewhere. Some of us might be starting from square one, others from square zero, and some of us from square 10. And not everyone is going to have the same goal. Juan de los Palotes might have the goal of just using their retirement money a little bit more actively. They don't want to think about investing every single day of the week. They don't want to have to worry about if the news for NVIDIA was good or bad. They just want to put their money somewhere that they feel can grow over time, can enjoy the benefits that the stock market has to offer, but can help try and avoid some of the risks that we would find with individual companies. But another investor, Maria, might be more interested in something like an active trading strategy, a way of trading options, a way of knowing what companies are most likely to have their price change in the near future. Both of them have different goals. Both of them are starting from different places, and we are firmly in alignment that we can offer an amazing and perfectly created experience directly for each of you. Maria, Juan, and you as well. And we want to prove that. And Sector September, we want to take that opportunity to prove that to you. So, here's a question for you. What can I, or you, watching this, look forward to in Sector September? The first, we're going to be creating lots of content, starting with some shorter, easier to follow videos on learning how to invest with Sectors Made Simple. Right now, if you want to learn many of the trading strategies that we offer, they're usually in 1 hour long webinars, much like this. Those are amazing if you want to get the whole story, you want the background, you want to enjoy the entire reason. You want to learn all of the little ins and outs, you want to hear the examples, hear the questions. But not everyone has an hour to dedicate to a strategy to find out if it's a strategy they want or not. So, one of the big projects we're going to be working on this month is taking many of our top, most popular strategies and creating short, less than 5-minute long videos where you can learn what the strategy is, who might want to use it, and the steps to use that strategy. The goal there is that you can quickly browse through all of these strategies, whether it be by a specific tool or a specific style of investing, and immediately get to see in minutes what strategies might interest you the most. And once again, our goal is to create all of these videos in both English and Spanish. Also, we want to be a little bit more active about talking about many of the different incredible pieces of information we find using our tools. Hey, Andrew, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Andrew is a longtime friend of mine, and it's always awesome to see him. So the second thing is regular updates. Many of you have Sectors Made Simple, and thank you for being a part of the Sectors Made Simple family. But our family is not limited to just our SMS subscribers. The SMS family is everyone that enjoys our newsletters, our webinars, both paid for subscribers and the free webinars like this for everyone. And we want to be able to make sure that if we find something really cool or really interesting, like that energy sector example I gave before, everyone can benefit from that information. So we'll be providing you regular updates on our social media and on our YouTube channel here with many of the different cool nuggets of information we find throughout the month. Plus, these webinars that we'll have every Tuesday, for the past over 5 years, we have offered weekly webinars every single Tuesday. And for the month of September, these webinars will be available for everyone to join. So you can join in on the conversation, ask your questions with me here live, and enjoy the information that we have to offer. Also, I mentioned this before, but there's going to be a big emphasis on creating more education and resources directly in Spanish. Pienso que puedo decir esto en español también. Vamos a trabajar una vez más para crear más información y más estrategias y estos videos más cortos, menos de 5 minutos, totalmente en español. So again, big focus on creating that same shorter content on trading strategies using SMS, all in Spanish. Plus, many of those updates on top companies and sectors will be syndicated and translated to Spanish as well. Lastly, this one's not as pretty as the other ones, but it's an improvement that we're making. We're making a lot of changes to make using Sectors Made Simple simpler. So there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff that is changing and much more for the better. And it's kind of funny to put this here because a lot of the time there are positions or jobs that someone looks at and says, oh, well, why do we need the janitor? Well, you look at the hallways and you're like, the hallways are clean. Why do we need the janitor? Well, it's because the janitor is doing a really good job. If you never notice the improvements that we're making, the hope is that we've made some good improvements because you don't notice them. So, while behind the scenes improvements are often something that might just get overlooked, we want to highlight those as well because they do play an important part in making Sectors Made Simple simpler to use. For example, if anyone has used the dashboard at any time in the past few years, you'll probably know when you hit the refresh button, it takes a couple of seconds to log in and load up the information. Now, you hit refresh. There was a login page. It was just so fast you didn't even notice it. That is just already one of the changes that we've put in, and we have a ton more coming down the pipeline throughout September. So this is only the beginning. These are the things that I just want to share right now and leave a couple of surprises. All right, I can't show you my entire poker hand on day one, we've got to leave some stuff secret. But I do want to ask a question that might be going through some of your minds. Do you need, or do I, was the person asking it, do I need a subscription to get value and to find investment opportunities with Sectors Made Simple in Sector September? Well, no, you don't. I wanted to just highlight all of the cool things that are happening in Sector September that everyone, regardless of if you have a subscription or not, will be able to enjoy. Like I mentioned before, we'll have live English webinars every Tuesday in September, and those will be free to join for everyone. These webinars will cover a variety of different topics, and while we will show off some Sectors Made Simple tools, I don't want it to just be, oh, well, here's all the cool stuff you're missing out on. I will highlight different tools and resources that are free and available to everyone to be able to use to come up with many of the same insights. My goal there is that we can show that Sectors Made Simple saves you time, requires you to go to less websites, everything's all on one page, and the information we have is way more detailed. So even if you don't have a subscription, there is still a lot of value you can get out of those Tuesday webinars. So I very much encourage you to tune in. Also, for Sectors Made Simple subscribers, we have 2 webinars every week, one on Tuesday in English, one on Thursday in Spanish. And this live webinar on Thursday will be available for everyone to join. Voy a repetir esto en español una vez más. Sí tenemos un webinario en inglés cada martes. Este jueves vamos a tener un webinario especial que todas las personas pueden entrar a este webinario en español y vamos a hablar un poco más sobre las herramientas diferentes adentro de Sectors Made Simple. Y si no tienes una suscripción, todavía puedes tomar la información y vamos a explicar maneras que puedes encontrar información cerca de las herramientas de SMS en algunos sitios también. Pero vamos a compartir las razones que estamos usando Sectors Made Simple para hacer estas compras y ventas en la bolsa con menos tiempo y con más confianza también. Moving right along, we will also get to share all of those market highlights with you. We're going to highlight the top companies within a given week. We're going to say, hey guys, let's see what companies went on point and figure buy signals recently. So we'll be able to say, hey, we saw that. By the way, if you're wondering why this takes a minute to load, there's 250,000 charts that are used to create this information. We give it a little bit of leniency with loading for a few seconds. But for example, if you want to know what companies went on point and figure buy signals in the past few days, well, on Friday, there were 12 companies went on point and figure buy signals, broke levels of resistance just on Friday. We can filter these by many different signals. We can filter them to see companies within a certain sector, companies whose prices are still going up, and which of these companies are the strongest or weakest. This tool obviously is a feature on our dashboard of tools, but we can share with you all. Hey guys, check this out. These 3 companies went on point and figure buy signals today. Check them out. If you want to know which one was the strongest, ADSK offered the highest short-term strength. Those words probably mean nothing to you right now, and that's okay. Our goal here will be that you don't need to learn an entirely new language to take advantage of the information that ADSK is a relatively strong company compared to the rest of the market, and it broke a level of resistance on Friday. That's what it can be, and that's what it will be. So look forward to plenty of social media posts, a few emails, and a lot of conversation like that. Again, I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it here again. We have made signing in to Sectors Made Simple a lot easier already. While we've talked about the dashboard, which is where all of our tools are and do require a subscription to Sectors Made Simple, we also have our Learn site, which is an archive of every webinar we've done and some shorter form content as well. So if you want to learn the basics of investing, you can learn the basics right here in lots of videos. Don't worry when you see 13 lessons. These are all like a couple of minutes long with quizzes to test your knowledge along the way. All of this, by the way, is totally free. So you can go and enjoy these learning paths without having to buy a subscription. And many of the webinars that we have on our webinars page are available for free as well. But again, all of the changes that we've made to make signing in faster are available and are here on the Learn site too. But also, and here's the big one, Google sign-in. How many of you all get a little bit overwhelmed having to remember 15 different passwords for 50 different sites? I do. I know Nate, our developer, does, which is why we've been working on the ability for you to create, and I'm going to say create loosely here, use your Google account to manage your Sectors Made Simple subscription. So you'll be able to log into Sectors Made Simple using your Google account. Don't worry, we don't see any of your information or anything. It's completely safe and secure. But what it means is that you won't have to create an account with Sectors Made Simple. Or if you already have a Sectors Made Simple subscription or a Sectors Made Simple account, you will have the option to link your SMS account with your Google. So gone are the days of having to remember which password you were using for SMS, or if you wanted to make things easier to log in, you have a subscription. If you don't have a subscription, if you do have an account already, if you don't, everyone will be able to enjoy Google Sign-In for faster, simpler access to Sectors Made Simple. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Again, a lot of the content we will be doing will be focused on shorter, less than 5 minutes, ideally, videos. We will be copying many of those videos over to SMS Learn. So if you're like me and you're allergic to social media, don't worry. You'll still be able to enjoy all of the insights and all of the information. We'll have a place that you will find all of our content from Sector September all in one place without needing to remember your two-factor authentication for Facebook. And again, if you don't have a subscription and what we talk about throughout the month is interesting to you, we do offer subscriptions in both annual form and in monthly form. And we'll have some flash promotions throughout the month that we'll send out via email and post on our social media channels. So if you've been waiting for a discount or, some people, they'd like to wait until they're getting a good deal on something. I know I do that. I've been wearing the same pair of shoes for 4 years now, hoping that the company has a sale at some point here. But Sectors Made Simple, we get a little bit more control about that. So if you don't have a subscription, we'll have some special promotions throughout the month to help you save some money on trying out SMS for a month, upgrading to an annual subscription for less, or discounts on an annual subscription as well. But if you already have a subscription, don't think we forgot about you. There is some special stuff just for you guys. So it's a little out of order, but you'll get to take advantage of everything that we talked about on the last slide. Plus, we'll have live Q&A sessions where you'll get to ask me anything about investing, trading strategies, the tools, and more. These will be a much more relaxed form and will just be a conversation. We'll all be here. You can unmute, you can ask me a question, you can say hi, you can tell me about an experience you had using our tools, a concern you had about can SMS do this. So it'll be a lot of fun to be able to have a conversation with you all instead of me talking to a webcam on YouTube Live. And again, this was a common theme. Our goal here is to offer these Q&As in both English and Spanish as well. But you get access to all of our tools, which means you have access to the Sector Explorer. While we have covered the Sector Explorer in some of our past webinars, including trading strategies, we'll be really focused on creating and sharing trading strategies that take advantage of this new tool, both on its own and alongside with other tools on the dashboard. Plus, we have active communities on Facebook for our Sectors Made Simple subscribers, and that's going to be a great place to keep your eyes on, because my goal is to post very regularly on our Facebook page with anything that I find that is interesting. So while I'll be posting the highlights on our Facebook page, our public Facebook page, and our YouTube and TikTok and all of that social stuff, I don't know. I use Facebook, and that's basically to chat with all of you guys, and that's about it. Regardless of what you prefer to use, if you are part of our communities on Facebook for SMS subscribers, I'll be posting daily updates there where I'll share some cool insights, an interesting way I found to use a tool, a company that I wanted to highlight, and lots more. So while the highlights will make their way to public-facing stuff, within the Sectors Made Simple subscriber group, you'll get to see and join in on the conversation for all of the fun stuff there and in between. And don't worry, we've still got some fun promotions for you all as well. There will be some subscriber-only promotions and special events that you can keep your eyes on as well. See, I told you, subscribers won't miss out on very much. If anything, you get everything and more. So, without sounding like Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. So here's the question. When will the party start? Well, you probably already know the answer, but the party's already begun. I'm just not wearing the party hat and I don't have the little streamers. What I mean by that is that this Sector Explorer is already live on the dashboard. So if you have an SMS subscription, you can go in and start exploring that tool for yourself. And like I said before, our past webinars have introduced trading strategies that you can use with the Sector Explorer. And next week's webinar will be dedicated to diving into the tool in detail, showing what free resources are available on the internet to get similar information, why the Sector Explorer is different, and what extra information we can use the Sector Explorer for that you can't find anywhere else. Also, I already mentioned, but the sign-in improvements have already been made. So you can already enjoy faster and easier logins on both the dashboard and Learn site, and our goal is to have the Google sign-in stuff released as soon as possible. But next week is when the real party starts. Next week, we'll be launching the start of our Sector September content. So that's when we'll start to release all of the market updates, the strategy videos, the daily posts on our El Rincón de Juana Facebook group, and plenty more. So, we've talked about the party, we've said why we're throwing the party, and what you can expect. But what is a party if it's just me? That's not a lot of fun. I want you to join in on the excitement. So, if you don't already follow us on YouTube or TikTok or whatever your preferred social media channel is, please do so. One, it makes the number go up, and we're all investors. We like seeing the fancy number go up. Oh, sorry. But furthermore, it's the best way to know and stay in the loop with all of the content that we're putting out. We're going to be talking a lot about top companies, top areas of the market news like the unemployment rate report this Friday, the impact that tariffs are having on the market, all of that and more you can find for free on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. But again, the party's always more fun with more friends. So please, consider me a friend to have a conversation about investing with. I'm always happy to personally answer your questions in our live webinars like this. You can ask your question in English, or if you've noticed, a lot of the conversation in our chat and in our community is Spanish as well. Please feel free and feel excited to ask your questions in Spanish. Siempre es un placer para ayudarte en español, como siempre. So, you can always ask me questions in English or Spanish live in our webinars. And here are a few examples of questions that I will look to answer both in our future webinars and in some of our shorter strategy videos. Can you swing trade with Sectors Made Simple? Can you actively invest where you're looking for a company that you expect to go up or down? Are there ways to simplify that process with Sectors Made Simple? Spoiler, there's a tool called Swing Trade Setups. I don't think that tool is going to help us organize our pantry. So yes, you can swing trade with SMS, and we'll highlight some strategies to do so. Another one, can you show me a strategy using the S&P 500 screener? Thank you for the suggestion, Jonathan. Yes, we can show off some strategies with the S&P 500 screener. We will show off the strategy so SMS subscribers can follow along. And even if you don't have an SMS subscription, in September, we will share with you the results of that strategy so you can follow along and try the strategies out for yourself, even if you don't have access to the tool. But one of the surprises might involve some free time using the dashboard. Now I'm starting to give a little bit too much away. Third question, I mentioned before, Sectors Made Simple has a lot of strategies that are retirement account friendly. So what is a strategy you could use in your Roth IRA account, in your 401k, and more? All of these answers and more we'll cover with you all in Sector September. But again, this information will come in many different ways. But I never want you to feel like you can't ask me a question directly, especially a question that matters a lot to you. So, if you ever have a question that you want me to personally answer, you can send me an email at support@sectorsmadesimple.com. There is no support team that we send these emails to, and they'll answer it for you. That email goes to me directly, and it will be my privilege and honor to answer your questions for you. Sectors Made Simple is not just me. It is not just Kira, my wife, Nate, our best friend from college, Julie, my mom. We are a family, but we're a family that is all united under the goal of sharing why investing is so valuable and making investment simpler for everyone. That is why we have created Sectors Made Simple. That is why we've built the family of Sectors Made Simple, and we want you to be a part of that family as well. And by family, again, I don't mean buy a subscription to be part of the family. There's no application here needed. If you enjoy our newsletters, if you enjoy the videos we post, you are a valuable contributing member to the Sectors Made Simple family, so thank you. And this party is for the family. So join in on the reunion or the celebration. See what we have to offer here at Sectors Made Simple this September, and discover how the world of investing can be made simpler and we can find our bull market anywhere with Sectors Made Simple. As always, you can reach out with any questions you might have, and I hope to see you all either in our free Spanish webinar on Thursday or in our English webinar next Tuesday, where we will unveil officially the brand new Sector Explorer tool. Thank you all so much. Have a great afternoon.